Hello, hello. We are back. Altered Index 2025, weeks 38 and 39. So 38 is garden and 39 is gypsy slash boho. Boho is a little of a foreign concept for me, so bear with me. Kind of, sort of winging that piece of it. Let's get a glue book down here. Glue page, I mean. So garden, I'm going to do a technique that I've seen um, Gela Gustinelli do. But for starters, I'm going to lay some color down on my background. I'm still trying to use up the inks that I have just kind of in various places because they don't fit anywhere else. And this particular one likes to fall over and be an obnoxious. So yeah, I'm try to get some of them used up so that I can throw them away. Let's see what we have down here. Now these are also pigment ones, so they're a little stickier. They do take a little bit longer to dry than the others, than regular, like Distress ink and the Distress oxides. I was debating on whether or not I wanted to do green down here at the bottom, but I'm going to do the whole thing blue. Okay, so these I'm going to put back on the shelf behind me, which is the only place that they actually store upright like they need to be. I do have this left over. Kind of like this. I'm going to trim it down. This is left over from my altered playing card, my full deck challenge. It is a scrap of digital print from Scrapbooking with Me. Oh, I need to make sure that I put the link to their blog. The video has already gone live, but so yeah, I'll have to go and do that. I was thinking just do that, I could do this as ground since it's on my desk. It's going to have a little bit of doesn't have to. You just trim just ever so slight little edge off of each side. Just a tiny little bit. And that should fit. I'm also doing it this way. Normally I'd go this way, but because of the style that this is, I'm going to go this direction so that when I do go to use these, I can use this as a pocket in a botanical journal. So one thing I haven't decided, which may come to This is also my butterfly binder, but it's got some of my organization stuff still in the back. I have since changed how I store this stuff because it's really hard to get things in and out of these sleeves. I mean, like this you usually have to pull the entire thing out just to get the one color you want. I'm still working on ways to store my die cuts, actually, because when I switched from this, I switched to this. Oh, hold on just a second, I got a call. Silly children wanting to know if they can drop kiddo little Rito off to me so they can go have some fun in town. And I'm like, we're supposed to have a 4-H meeting tonight, which my daughter completely forgot about. So what you saw while I was silenced was me going through my book, finding some die cuts, and that's just so that I have stuff, a little extra stuff in the background. some tall stuff for the background. And I will be cutting those off at the bottom as well. Let me get my white glue. So if you've not seen this technique for gluing down your die cuts, sorry, my lid was glued. Couldn't get my lid off. I had to use my teeth. You also have to be okay about getting sticky, getting messy. Some people, this is too much to handle. For me, I'm cool, but it works for when you're doing stuff with these spindly type die cuts. You just kind of roll your piece in the glue. And it gets everywhere it needs to be. I took the 4th out. I don't think I like it, so I put the green in the middle. So especially with stuff like this, trying to glue this is not fun. And you can drag it if you want. The problem with dragging it is it does tend to like fold over on itself sometimes. And then you gotta, unstick it. This one's a little easier to glue the regular way because it's just got the one stem down the center. Everything else is pretty solid. But since my hand is already sticky and gluey, I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. This is all I'm doing with the die cuts, so wipe the glue off. Those of you that remember from elementary school, playing with your Elmer's glue, making yourself a second skin and peeling it off, it's essentially what I just did. I wiped off the the big excess, and then I just rubbed the rest of it off. Okay, so for starters, go ahead and cut these off. Because this is out already, I'm just going to drop it in the basket. Who knows, I may need it. I may use it at a later point in time. So here, I do want to, I think I'm going to take it down another little bit here. So then it's down a little bit, Okay, so then what I'm adding to this, I have my book of Roxy Creations, her digital prints. Some of them are not good prints because I printed them when my ink was low. So those are kind of the ones I'm going to try to use now. So all you're really doing is filling in your gaps, overlapping your flowers. I need to turn my heater down. You're creating a little flower garden. And then this I'll put on after the fact. So that tells me where I need to raise flowers. So it looks something like that. Up or down, this go up a little bit. So again, you got the stuff in the background. Get back in there. Turn my mouse off just so I don't accidentally kill my video. Okay. So here, I'm just going to use glue stick. I think it should be okay going over the top of the die cuts. There's that one. I want the green one in the standing, more prominently above in front. I could have inked the edges of these flowers to, help separate them and help them stand out a little bit more. But I didn't. So put that one there. And again, I'm getting glue where I don't need it because I can't. When I'm putting glue on the flowers, I don't know exactly where it's going to be stuck down. So try to keep the glue cleaned up. Okay, and then this last one. See, but I want this green to show in the back, so I'm gonna have to angle that a little bit. Because I also need it high enough. Thinking of Gail, she cannot stand trying to cut when she's got things glued to her, stuck to her scissors. So yeah, she will clean at each step of the way, and I'm like, nah, I'll just wait till I'm done. Unless it seriously blocks my view, anyway. Just getting the overage here. Trying to, but it's not letting me, so I'm just gonna deal with it like that. And then I'm gonna glue this across the bottom. Spot that's not super sticky. Small butterflies. Oh, I know I do in this drawer. small. Itty bitty butterfly. There's a little bit of a bigger one. Weren't the ones I was thinking of when I was getting into the drawer. But take this one, and I'm gonna get my sharper scissors. I'm gonna cut off as much of this extra clear plastic as I can. Easier said than done. Just because, I mean, that's a lot of extra plastic. I don't know where it went. Oh, it's stuck to my thumb. That doesn't need to be on. Seriously? That one right there. I'm gonna put this little tiny one. The tiny one's got a lot of extra around it. I think it goes, yep, it goes that way. I'm trying to figure out which way it's supposed to go. I'm gonna put that one right there. Keep going in for a landing. Alright, so there's my garden. Now I get to do some boho. Ah, this one kind of scared me a little bit. So these cards are 3 by 5. So I'm going to do 1 inch squares. Set this aside for a moment. Pull this out. I have picked out some stuff over here, some scrap paper. Cut some 1 inch squares. Garbage box. Let's see. know this probably doesn't mean a whole lot to anybody just yet. Probably doesn't make any sense to anybody yet. Maybe. I mean, if you're a boho person, it might. You might already be going, huh, I think I know what she's doing. If I'm going to get another square out of this one. That looks like it. Now I could get more squares out of this one, but this is a decent sized scrap. And I don't want to cut it down just to get one more 1-inch square out of that. Same with this one. I'm going to cut the decent size off. I'm going to take this, cut this down. So that can go in the garbage. 15 squares. Hold off on that one for a moment. Box. Trim this down, make it even. Let's see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Tossed it up, didn't stay. Okay. Thought I cut it more than an inch so I could trim it even, but I guess not. Cut one more for good measure. And that's going to go in that pile. Lock this, move it out of the way. Okay, so when I think of boho, I think of patchwork. So that's what I'm going to be doing with these. I'm going to glue these on randomly to create a patchwork on here. And then from there I will put a focal point. And maybe I might put a sentiment on it, we'll see. I will come back and punch the holes back out so I can put it in the ring. In theory, these should all fit. There shouldn't be any overhang, there shouldn't be any shortages because they're 3 by 5. I cut things by the inch, but Nothing is perfect in life, and most definitely nothing is perfect in art. So there. Put this one. Here. See, if I really wanted to like go super crazy, I would have done 15 completely different circles, or squares. Wow. But that's a lot of cutting up of non-scraps to make scraps. They don't quite line up. Let's do this one over there. There. Try not to do the same colors on the rows, but it's kind of working out that way anyway. Okay, so we're going to put one of these. Here. The other one of these. Right here. One of these. Here. Ooh. I think we're going to be okay. Yes. I don't want to use that one because I've already used it. The row below. So I'm glad I cut a couple extra. Put this one here, even though it's not too far from where the last one was. And unfortunately, the peak is going to be on 2 consecutive rows, but it's just how it's going to have to be. So think of this like a patchwork pair of pants, right? Boho style. Come here. Trim. Ooh, my scissors are like, excuse me, the paper is wet. I don't want to cut wet paper. There we go. Now I have this that came off the cover of a pattern book. Not a pattern book, a pattern. And she kind of strikes me as boho-ish with the scarf. She's got a head wrap. Excuse me. And a choker. Punch these out so I know where my holes are at. Pardon me just a second. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Holes are on this side, so it's got to go this way. And obviously she's too tall to fit on a card, so I'm just going to go like there, and we're going to chop her legs off. Just kind of fold so I know where to stop gluing. Again, we're just lopping off her legs. And then I'm looking for a specific sentiment. I like this one. My life is my message, but that one didn't print well. Trying to see if I have another one of those in here. Oh, shine like the stars. I kind of like that because she's got stars on her scarf. Come on. I'm going to throw this one away because it's not a full message. The irony of it being about a message, and it's not a full message. Oh, just going to ink around. Now I decide where am I going to put it? Down here. Put it up here. I think I like it right here. There. Yeah, go right there. All right, so there we are. We have week 38 garden and week 39 gypsy boho. So next week will be head in the clouds and insect slash wings. Insects slash slash wings. So there we are for this week. I'm catching up slowly but surely. So take care, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye. Peace out.